We've got some major developments out of Cincinnati, and today's spotlight is on one name, a potential surprise cut that could rock the 53-man roster. But first, if you bleed orange and black and want to stay ahead of every Bengals headline, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a beat from Bengals Breakdown. Before we break the latest, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Alright, let's talk about it. The name surfacing in Bengals circles right now is Samaje Perine. Yep, you heard that right. While he's been a reliable piece in Cincinnati's backfield, there's growing chatter, including a recent note from Fansided, that Perine could be on the outside looking in when the final roster shakes out this summer. Here's the situation. With Chase Brown likely to take the RB1 reins and Taj Brooks gathering serious momentum, the RB room is getting crowded. Fast. If the Bengals go with just 3 backs, Perine may have to prove he's still got that 2022 spark to avoid the cut. It's going to come down to camp performance and whether he can edge out Zach Moss in the depth battle. Meanwhile, there's more brewing. The Trey Hendrickson situation continues to unfold, and we've got fresh insight into the contract saga with Shemar Stewart, a developing story you don't want to miss. And while all eyes were elsewhere, Cordell Volson quietly secured a new deal, a move that says a lot about the Bengals' confidence in the O-line heading into the season. All of that and more coming up next. There's always one move that shocks the locker room, a decision that makes fans go, wait, what? And for the Bengals, that unexpected cut could very well be Samaje Perine. Now let's be real, bringing Perine back wasn't random. Cincinnati targeted him for a reason, to shore up that elusive third down role they've struggled to replace since he left. He's a trusted blocker for Joe Burrow, a sneaky weapon in the screen game, and a stabilizer when things get chaotic. But here's the catch. The Bengals only carried 3 running backs last season. That's not unusual in the NFL. Most teams stick to that number. Still, things feel a little different this year. With Zach Moss returning on a restructured deal and Taj Brooks entering with rookie buzz, the Bengals might shift gears and go with 4 backs. My gut? That's exactly what happens. Still, Perine's spot is far from guaranteed. He'll have to prove in both training camp and preseason that he's still the same dependable back from his 2022 stint, that he hasn't lost a step. And just when you thought that was enough drama for one offseason, there's another storyline brewing. The contract standoff with Shemar Stewart. He's still unsigned. And the holdup? Not money, but language. According to new insight from Mike Florio of NBC Sports, the wording in Stewart's contract is at the center of the stall. It's not just legalese. It's a serious snag that could impact how quickly Stewart joins the squad, especially with the season inching closer. We'll be watching closely because this isn't just a rookie signing. It's about adding a piece that could impact the Bengals' defense in 2025 and beyond. Let's talk about the contract drama that's quietly turning into a major headline in the Bengals front office. Shemar Stewart's rookie deal. At the heart of it, a clash over guaranteed money and a new contractual clause the Bengals want to implement. According to a source familiar with the situation, Cincinnati is pushing for a clause that would void all of Stewart's remaining guarantees if he breaches the deal at any point. Just one misstep, and everything could be gone. Now, here's where it gets messy. Last year's first rounder, Demarius Mims, didn't have this clause in his contract. He was picked 1 slot lower than Stewart, number 18 overall. Stewart went 17, so you can see the problem. The Bengals are essentially using Stewart's contract as a testing ground for a new policy, and that's not sitting well. From a team perspective, yes, it's within their rights to evolve their approach. Every franchise reassesses policy, but in the NFL, where high picks and their agents study past contracts like playbooks, this kind of abrupt shift, it's rare, and it raises eyebrows. Now, put yourself in Stewart's shoes. He's likely thinking, why am I being held to a different standard than the guy picked right after me just a year ago? And he's got a point. What exactly counts as a breach? That's another layer of ambiguity. It could be something serious or something technical, but the risk is clear. If Stewart slips up, even once, the team could wipe out every dollar of his guaranteed money. So the standoff continues, not over salary, but over security. And the resolution, or lack of it, could set a precedent for how the Bengals handle first-round picks moving forward. It's no surprise that Shemar Stewart is holding firm. From his perspective, the question is simple. Why am I being treated differently than guys like Jamar Chase or T. Higgins? Neither of them had this risky clause in their rookie contracts, so why should he? And honestly, he's got a point. At the end of the day, this needs to be resolved quickly. Stewart isn't just another rookie. He's expected to contribute immediately. Delaying his development over contractual language, especially language the team hasn't used before, could backfire in a big way. If you're the Bengals, you need this guy getting valuable reps, not sitting on the sidelines waiting for lawyers to hash out legal fine print. Yes, it's fair to evolve policy, but maybe this isn't the moment. Trying to force a structural change on a first-round pick right before training camp is the kind of move that can derail momentum before the season even begins. It's time to make a decision. Either hold the line and risk losing Stewart's early impact, or table the new policy and get him back on the field, where he belongs. Now let's pivot to something that flew a bit under the radar: Cordell Volson's restructured deal. The Bengals made a smart financial move here. Volson was slated to make more than $3.6 million in 2025, thanks to the NFL's proven performance escalator, a mechanism that rewards mid- and late-round draft picks who significantly outplay expectations. Volson, a fourth-round pick, has been a mainstay on the offensive line, logging over 95% of the team's offensive snaps across his first 3 seasons. That's elite-level reliability for a day 3 pick. Cincinnati's decision to rework the deal is all about creating cap flexibility. And it's another signal that the front office is taking care of its homegrown talent while planning ahead. This isn't just about trimming the budget. It's about stability up front. And Volson's continued presence is a quiet but important win for Joe Burrow and the offensive unit. The story around Cordell Volson just took a fascinating turn, and not many are talking about it. Behind the scenes, the Bengals and Volson have restructured his contract, and while that might sound like just another cap shuffle, it actually carries significant implications for the offensive line and Volson's future with the team. Let's break it down. Volson was originally scheduled to earn over $3.6 million in 2025, thanks to the NFL's proven performance escalator, which rewards lower-round draft picks who consistently start. Volson, a fourth-rounder, had earned that bump, playing nearly 95% of offensive snaps over his first 3 seasons. But Cincinnati took a different route. Rather than letting that escalated salary stand, they restructured it, trimming the base pay while reportedly giving him some upfront guaranteed money in the form of a signing bonus. That tactic mirrors what they did with both Zach Moss and Geno Stone earlier this offseason: reduce risk, reward loyalty, and protect themselves with smart cap management. It's a clever front office move, but it raises the question, will Volson remain a starter in 2025? His snap counts have remained high, but performance has been uneven, especially down the stretch last season, where he was occasionally rotated out. While he's logged the reps, the on-field results haven't always aligned with expectations, particularly in pass protection, an area the Bengals desperately need to improve with Joe Burrow returning to full strength. Here's the twist. Buried in this revised deal are likely performance incentives, probably tied to snap count, somewhere in the range of 87% of offensive plays, based on last season's numbers. Hit that threshold, and he could claw back some of the money lost in the restructure. So what we're seeing isn't just a pay cut, it's a challenge. Cincinnati is effectively telling Volson, prove you're still the guy. Earn your keep, protect your quarterback, and deliver results, or risk being phased out. The Bengals have depth and competition coming at that guard position. If Volson wants to remain a starter in 2025, it's going to take more than durability. It's going to take dominance. This offseason might be a turning point in Cordell Volson's career, not just because of his restructured deal, but because of the opportunity it creates. Let's be real. Volson hasn't secured a starting spot yet, at least not on paper. When you look at the early depth chart, his name isn't locked in. But the truth is, he's got every chance to win that job back. And more than that, to prove he still belongs in the Bengals starting five. Under new offensive line coach Scott Peters, there's fresh energy and a different approach. If Volson shows he's still got that edge, that physicality, that consistency in pass protection, there's no reason he can't reclaim his spot. And if he does, he'll trigger performance-based incentives written into his reworked contract. While the full details haven't been made public, the structure almost certainly hinges on snap count benchmarks, meaning if he plays enough, he earns back what he gave up in guaranteed money, and likely more. This is exactly what the Bengals did with Geno Stone earlier in the offseason, a move that balances cap responsibility with veteran opportunity. It's smart roster management. Give players a path to stay and earn, but only if they prove themselves on the field. Volson's case is no different. He's not being pushed out. He's being challenged to rise. And honestly, my gut says he will. If you're betting on heart and toughness, Volson has always brought that to the table. It's what earned him the job in the first place as a fourth-round pick. If he refines his technique and adapts under Peters, there's a good chance he reclaims his spot next to Ted Karras or Alex Kappa. The Bengals aren't giving up on Cordell Volson. They're pushing him to be better, and if he meets the moment, he might just cash in more than expected.